Why, hello there, people. The holiday seasons of Christmas have dawned upon us again. I'm here to talk about pretty much the, one thing that's the true. First of all, I want to talk about what Christmas is really about. Christmas, to anyone who doesn't even know what Christmas is, I don't know how you don't know, but whatever, is pretty much the holiday of the birthday and birth of Jesus Christ. Well, pretty much, that whole idea about the birthday of Jesus is, tossed out the window, pretty much. So, no one doesn't know really what Christ's birthday is anymore, and all they just know about is, oh, it's all about presents. It's all people know about. And I'll be honest, it's cool to get presents on a holiday like this, giving, receiving, being with friends and family, but, I'm here to talk about something right now. One thing I want to talk about, almost every holiday, I've always got a review. My first review was Kung Fu Chaos in the holiday seasons back in 07. 08, I reviewed Mega Man 9. And then in 09, it's time to review another Capcom game. Now, this game is more new. It came out about 7 months ago from here of December of 2009. What I'm about to talk about here is, first of all, let me give a little quick rundown about Capcom. You see, Capcom was a very, very, very successful third-party developer for the Nintendo Entertainment System back in the 80s. And they still are pretty successful. However, they made a lot of games back then. They made Mega Man, the Street Fighter series, and there's so many classics that are untouched and no one doesn't even know about much. One classic I want to talk about right now is Bionic Commando. Yeah, Bionic Commando. Now, this game is a little rare gem among NES fans, and now it's starting to get popularity again. Thank goodness, too, because this game is pretty unheard of almost. It's almost like alien, like no one's ever heard about this game before. What you do pretty much in the gameplay was unlike most games back in the 80s and like on the Nintendo. In this game, you use the bionic arm to swing around. Now, just from that idea, it sounds awesome, but you're thinking, how could you do something like that back in the 80s? I mean, you can already imagine that back nowadays, but back then in the 80s, how could you do something like that? Well, Capcom did it, and they made this game pretty damn good. It's a very well-known gem right now, and I highly urge you to try it out, but I don't know if you can get your hands on an NES. So if you can't, if you have Xbox Live, or you have a computer, or you have the PlayStation Network, go download Bionic Commando Beyond. It's the remake, which is made by Grin. Now, let me go over what Grin is next. Grin, you see, is a video game developer. They develop games, and then they get a publisher, and then they publish the game. Pretty much, they've been famous for the Tom Clancy games and some other games, and sadly, they've gone bankrupt. I really am pissed off about this, but this is a sad note in memory. One of the last games they were about to announce is the Final Fantasy game, but that's not important. The important part is, a lot of Grin developers there were Bionic Commando fans. So, they got some rights from Capcom, and they were developing two games, a remake of the first Bionic Commando game, and a new sequel. That's right, a sequel to Bionic Commando. See, there was a Game Boy game where, you see, it was like a Bionic Commando game, and it was fun. It still is unheard of, but still. But now, the new one, though, this is a true sequel. So, what is this one sequel called? There it is. Bionic Commando. This game is the Alone in the Dark of 2009. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you haven't seen my review about it, which is kind of bad, but I'm probably going to review it. Pretty much, Alone in the Dark was very underrated, and gamers actually did like the game. This game, again, highly underrated. Gamers like the game, though. I've talked to people about this game online on Xbox Live. They like it. They love it, the game. It's fun. Well, I think it's time I spread the word now. Fuck the reviewers who claim they're professional. They don't know jack shit. They're just hiring people, and they're reading off a script. Fuck that. I'm a gamer. I'm going to review this game and prove to you this game isn't a big piece of shit like everyone's making it out to be. So, hang on and get ready for my review of Bionic Commando. Wait, you know what? I'm not even going to talk over why it's not called Bionic Commando 2, but whatever. Anyway, let's get on with the story. Now, the story here picks up 10 years after the events of the first Bionic Commando game. Basically, you play as Nathan Spencer, or Nathan Rad Spencer. He is the hero of the first Bionic Commando game, and if you want to understand most of the story, you're going to have to read a webcomic that was made for this game. I'm going to put the link in the description bar, so yeah, look in the description bar, and pretty much the story is basically this. Nathan Spencer is charged with the murders of men that Super Joe Gibson has sent him to kill on a mission. Basically, read the comic to find that out. But point is here is that now a terrorist have attacked the city called Central City. It's up now. The only guy who has experience to really fight these soldiers all by himself is Nathan Rad Spencer. So Super Joe's sending him on a mission to go and defeat the terrorists in the city. Now, as you go along the story, it has lots of twists, and it has a lot of some. It only has one recurring character, but I won't spell that. But you have to play the game to find out more of the story. But this, my opinion, the story is actually pretty good. It's better than most games that have crappy stories. But yeah, overall, I think the story is pretty good. Next is now here in the graphics department, just on this little section of the game, what you see is in-game graphics. This is pretty much in-game graphics here. But the graphics are very well done. The characters have their details on them. It looks really bright, and there's a lot of detail in the bionic arm, which is really well done. I actually saw a little interview video about with Grin about it. I honestly think that was the detail they did with the bionic arm was really well done. Everything in this game has lots of detail. Some things in the back you may have never noticed, but yeah, pretty much. But that's nothing. Wait till the environment looks just amazing. There's paper scattering everywhere, buildings in the distance, sunrise, like everything below, above. It looks just amazing. So I have to give the graphics a big thumbs up for just being all around amazing looking graphics for a game that was made this year in 2009. So graphics definitely do get a big. Sound is really good, unless you heard earlier. Oh, by the way, just let's get a little example. The sound is pretty good, and the gun sounds are good. The sound is all around really well done, and also for another to let you know is the music. I'll be honest, I don't really feel like I don't want to show it here in the video because it'll take me forever. But I'll be honest, there's remixes in this game which are really well done. Some levels from Bionic Commando 1. And then there's also a Bionic Commando remix of the theme, which plays, I'll be honest, a lot of the time. A big majority of the time, actually. But it's like, sometimes you can ignore it. But pretty much the sound is really well done. Oh, and the voice acting is also good. I'll mention that. The guy who does Nathan Spencer is really well done. And for anyone who thinks the dialogue is cheesy, guess what? Think about it. This is a sequel to the game that was made in 1988. I wouldn't expect cheesy dialogue at all, seriously. And to be honest, it's made by the fans, dude. So anyone who thinks the dialogue is really cheesy, oh well, it's them. But overall, sound is really well done, voice acting. Alright, I don't know about you guys, but let's leap into the gameplay. I know, cheesy dialogue for the win, but whatever. Gameplay altogether is very well made. I cannot believe how good this gameplay is. The swinging mechanic is one of the best mechanics for 2009, in my opinion, honestly. I've never really seen many games that try to do this ability, but overall, it's really well done and well made. I have to give credit to Grin. They must have worked their asses off to make this engine really well done. And overall, it's really fun, but let's get more into detail about this whole swinging and all the shooting and stuff like that.